Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Hi, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
In today's rapidly evolving energy landscape, compliance is more than just a checklist. It's the foundation of operational reliability, safety, and trust. And here in Indianapolis, we're honored to be at the heart of that mission. We collaborate with asset owners, operators, helping them stay ahead of NERC standards and grid demands. Our electrical engineering and compliance experts provide hands-on support tailored to your fleet. As expectations rise and regulations evolve, you deserve a partner who brings more than just expertise. You need commitment, clarity, and confidence.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique, You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter @IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now @IndianaSRN.
It's a brand new season of IHSAA boys basketball opening tonight for these two teams in Indianapolis, both with young head coaches, both looking to avenge losing seasons from last year, plus a battle inside the Capital City Conference. Welcome to the west side of Indianapolis. It's Tindley taking on Washington tonight on IndianaSRN. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955 with 5 central Indiana locations. Reynolds meets all your equipment, parts, and service needs. Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Burtner Electric, spark with confidence, your trusted electrical partner since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893, thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. Morales Group Staffing, building better futures, one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. LifeWise Academy, they bring Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. LiUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunity. And by the IndianaSRN sports page. It's sports from border to border and coast to coast, your source for high school and college sports coverage in Indiana. Alongside Kevin Coots, I'm Jarrett Lewis. Thanks for joining us on IndianaSRN. Like we said, Kevin, it's the start of a brand new season. Both these teams trying to, have a better start to the season and build on that into perhaps a winning record. We'll start with Indianapolis Tindley. They actually won this meeting last year. It was a tight, hard-fought battle, high-scoring game as well, 77-75. But following that, an 8-16 record overall to finish out the season. Coach Donald Yates III is in his first year. He's got a lengthy group, a tall group. That could be a difference. We don't know if we're going to see as many points as we saw last year, but it kind of feels like a rebuild with Coach Yates coming in his first year. I think we're going to learn a lot about this team early on, but just any sort of initial thoughts on how you feel about this Tindley Tiger Ball Club coming into the start of this season.
Well, you hit all the key points, right? We really don't know who they are. We talked to Coach Yates, and he pointed out a couple of guys to us. Number 24, sophomore guard, Jordan Yates, which I'm assuming is his son. Another senior guard, Derek Scott, and another senior guard in Ty Yarrell. So we'll see. Those are the guys. I mean, obviously he feels like they're a guard-oriented team. Those are the guys he pointed out in his pregame. We'll kind of see where they're at. But, yeah, like you pointed out, Jarrett, there's not a whole lot that came back. We don't know a lot about these guys. We know they had kind of a rough end to their season, but hey, it's a new beginning. It's a start to a new season, so we'll see what they can do tonight.
Had 2 head coaches also last year, 58 points per game, but gave up just a little bit more to their opponents. Started off this year with a scrimmage at Marion, so trying to work things out in that scrimmage, a good way to kind of get things rolling before stuff starts to become official. We mentioned these two teams share the same conference. They're both in the capital city. Washington, a bigger school in Class 3A. Tindley is in Class 1A. On the other side for the home team, the Continentals, pretty similar situation. One thing that is something we should make note of is their head coach, Omar Dillard, who's in his second year. Last year, 11-13, but coached this Tindley ball club not too long ago. Was there for 5 seasons, had a really good record, won regional title as well. We can kind of expect, we don't know what to expect. That's the thing. So we're going to learn a lot about this ball club too. But really similar on paper are these two teams. One thing we do know is some of their guys that we're going to see kind of getting their name called a little bit more than others, and 2 seniors in Roosevelt Franklin and Cameron Brewer.
Yeah, the one thing we know about Washington is they have a senior in Roosevelt Franklin that can go get 25 points a game, and when you have that, that's a huge advantage. And then the Brewer kid was one of the best, if not the best, post player in this conference last year. He's got a huge motor, plays hard, shoots the ball well with both hands around the paint, and so at least Coach Dillard knows he's got those 2 guys that he can lean on.
And also just the length that we talked about a little bit with how some of these guys 6'4" plus a lot. You look at the roster of Tindley, they have 6 guys who are 6'3" or taller. One of their tallest guys at 6'6", that's Maurice Sconiers. He's a junior. We'll check to see if he gets into the ball club. On the other side, a couple of guys at 6'4". We mentioned Cameron Brewer. He's one of them. At the senior spot, Nick Bracey, listed at 6'7". He's a senior. We'll see if these guys get into the game and if they make an impact. We'll take our first break. We'll come back, get us closer to tip-off tonight from the west side at Indianapolis Washington High School. This is Indiana High School basketball on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back at Indianapolis, Washington tonight, it's the Tigers of Tindley and the Continentals of Washington. Mentioned it just a few moments ago, how exciting, how tight this game was just last year. Being played at Tindley, a 77-75 win for the Tigers. We'll see if they can do the same here on the road to start off this season. Both teams have yet to play, so we're going to learn a lot and learn a lot quickly about how both of these two teams operate. With it being the first game of the season, Kevin, and it's on a Tuesday, you had school earlier today. You still got maybe school tomorrow unless you're off before Thanksgiving on Thursday. But just talk about what it's like, I guess, through the mind of a coach. You're trying to prepare these guys right before the holiday. You're trying to have a nice start to this brand new basketball season. Is it difficult? Is it just a lot of growing pains. You're going to learn a lot, just like we are. So take us through, I guess, the mind of a coach and what it's like to try to get your boys ready for the start of the season.
Yeah, it's the first game of the year is more about yourself than your opponent. You got new players and new spots, right? Guys are playing different roles. You put a lot of time in your summer, all your preseason conditioning, all the work you've done as a team, and you just want to come out and see where your team is at. Obviously, you're going to adjust to your opponent, but you don't have any film, and they got new players. There's not a lot for you to go by except for the guys they have returning and kind of the style that their coach likes to play. But for a coach, the big thing with a game like this is this can really ruin your Thanksgiving. I mean, if your kids come out and don't play hard, don't play well, man, it makes that turkey not taste very good. I can tell you that.
Well, hopefully they are focused on the task at hand, which is this basketball game tonight before they see some family this weekend on Thursday and into the weekend. We talked about how it's the second year for Coach Dillard of Washington. Last year they went 11-13. They lost in the second round of the sectional to a really good Northview team, 81-43. We already mentioned it once how similar these two teams on paper. They both averaged 58 points per contest. They both gave up at least 64 to their opponents. So the defense is definitely going to have to pick up if you're wanting to turn this thing around and pick up a winning season, which Coach Dillard has done before during his 5 seasons when he was at Tindley, most recently the 2023-24 season. And he also won a regional title during that time. 7 years of coaching altogether for Dillard, and he has 85 wins. Coach Donald Yates III on the other side. He is in his first year coaching the Tindley Tigers. They began play before this with a scrimmage at Marion and looking to make it back-to-back wins after that exciting win that they had against Washington last season. Both teams have made it back to the bench. We'll get ready to meet the starting lineups. After we have the anthem as well, we'll try to figure out which they're doing first. Looks like guys are standing up. We're getting close to having the national anthem played, so we will step aside and come back from George McGinnis Gymnasium, and we'll get this thing underway. Indianapolis-Tindley, Indianapolis-Washington, tonight on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Let's meet the starting lineups first for Indianapolis-Tindley. So there you have it. Starting lineups for both teams. The home team, George Washington, in the purple uniforms tonight with white numbers. Their starting lineup looks like this. Pari Loving is a senior guard, where number 0. Number 1 is King McLaurin, another guard position. He's a junior. The senior, Roosevelt Franklin, at another guard spot. One to watch out for, certainly. Then the other 2 spots, Kaveh Shelby, where number 10, Cameron Brewer, is number 33. The lineup real quick for Tindley looks like this. Maurice Sconiers, Jordan Yates, Jason Marshall Jr., Broderick Turnley. And then the final guy, Kevin Kuntz. He's out of my frame at the moment, but your keys to the game as we get this one tipped off.
It's going to be all about taking care of the basketball. Both teams like to pressure. Both teams like to trap and press. So it'll be interesting to see that who wins a turnover battle is going to have a good chance, and then they'll battle the boards getting those extra possessions. Those 2 things are huge.
Matthew King, the other player for Tindley, the final one in the starting 5 as George Washington wins the tip. Down on the block, rejected. Continentals hold on to it, though. Nice rejection from Tindley's Sconiers. Sconiers at 6'6". Now at the elbow, trying to keep Brewer intact, which he does. Empty first possession for George Washington, although a steal off the pass and the lay-in for Washington's King McLaurin, plus the whistle.
That's the defense I was talking about. Coach Dillard, he loves to put pressure on the ball full court, so Tindley's got to make sure that they're taking care of the ball and they're checking those passing lanes. If they just turn and chuck it like that, it's going to be a long night.
So the first turnover of the game issued by Tindley. McLaurin will have the free throw now, trying to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, McLaurin kind of hung back, and kind of baited him into that one, snuck right in there like a safety.
Leaves it short. And a whistle called on George Washington. A little bit of full court pressure here. Tindley able to get it across half court, but bobbling the pass. And another turnover. That one committed by Marshall.
And you can see both teams are committed, like I said earlier. They're both committed to full court pressure, so that the ball handling, the turnover game is going to be massive.
This game could get up and down. Could see defense turn into offense quickly. Drive by McLaurin. Trying to go back-to-back. He cannot. And a tough rebound for Tindley and Marshall. Nice dribble move right down the lane and in. Matthew King with the finish.
Nice little hesitation there down the lane, and the Washington kid didn't help.
Steps into that 3. Knocking it down was Franklin, and that will force a quick timeout called by Tindley. Just about a minute and a half into this one, and Tigers already want to talk things over after that possession. Looks to be a full timeout. We'll step aside and be back after this.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance.
Steal on the inbounds, picked off by McLaurin. So Tindley, yet another turnover, and they still don't have possession of it. Out of the timeout, it was a 30-second one instead of a full.
Yeah, Coach Yates wasn't very happy with them not finding Franklin in transition. You could see he was pretty animated on the sideline and called that timeout. He knows how important he is. They've got to find him.
Tindley does break this pressure, and again, that's the second pass that goes through the hands, and already 4 turnovers. Franklin will bring it across. He's the one that just hit that 3. Ball screen, drives baseline, kicks things out. This three is up. It's good.
What a drive and find by Franklin. Drives baseline, kicks it out to a wide open number 10 who sticks the three.
That's Shelby this time, and the pressure getting to Tindley. Nearly turned it over again. Now they have some numbers. Driving down, is it a travel? Well, the fan told us.
He's fired up.
Travel called on Marshall.
Really good energy right here from Washington to start this game, Jared. You can tell they came out ready to play.
Washington was ready. Tindley, though, I don't know if you can draw up a worse 2:15 to start the season.
Pretty apprehensive. They're kind of playing with their back to the basket. They're not really looking to be aggressive in those traps, and then they got to find a way to get over that full court pressure.
Here comes Franklin again. Back-to-back threes for George Washington. He'll drive it in this time. Ripped away. First turnover forced by Tindley. Pass in the corner. Three is up. It's no good from Turnley. And the rebound to Shelby. Shelby to Franklin. He can't hit the triple. Offensive rebound by Brewer. Good extra pass in the corner. The lefty three is drained by Loving.
You got to love that from your leading scorer. He had a good look, but his teammate had a better look.
Pass up the floor, thrown towards the back wall. A little bit of contact as looks like it was Yates who brought it across. (11-2) early jump from Washington. Not sure who it was on, but we will see some substitutions. Chris Perdue will check in. He will come in and trying to see who they're going to bring out. They're going to check out Shelby. Dangerous pass into the backcourt. Stolen away by the other guy. That was Perdue. Perdue gets fouled and an immediate impact.
It didn't take him long, did it? He came right in and made a play defensively and gets rewarded with 2 free throws.
Quite the start for Washington. Nearly 3 minutes in and could make it a double-digit lead. Purdue's first free throw off the rim, no good, but he'll get another. This first quarter of action brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give us a call today at 317-849-0810. Reynolds Farm Equipment. Purdue hits the second of 2. The lead is 10. Dangerous spot to be in if you're Shelby. Good cross-court pass, but your own man deflected it. You try to save it, and you give it right back. Franklin, rejected at the rim. And then a blocking foul called at the end of it. Franklin wanted to bring the house down early with that one. Washington sticking with this full court pressure, and why not? You've already forced half a dozen turnovers in that one. The active hands of McLaurin.
That's number 8 for Tindley in the first quarter, Jarrett. That's not a very good combination for winning basketball.
They do break it this time, but the ball not getting into the hands cleanly, and then a travel called on Marshall. The Washington fans are in it early. The bench is getting excited. It's already a 12-point lead.
Number 14, Deshaun Scott just checked in for Tindley there at the bottom of the screen.
Here's Franklin. There's a turnover. Little heat on that pass. McLaurin couldn't handle it. Sloppy play on both sides to start. Just a lot more on the side of Tindley. Cross-court pass into the corner. Nice drive, nice dish, just couldn't finish. Left it short was Yates. Washington getting up the floor quickly, too. McLaurin, I think he traveled with it.
Yep, he did. Feet were moving faster than the ball right there. Just got a little quick.
Maybe a little nerves, getting antsy. First game of the season for both of these ball clubs. Tindley just trying to find some sort of rhythm offensively. Not this time. Another steal. Kyvan Smith the other way. Stole it away and then took it all the way to the bucket.
And that puts them into double digits with still 3 minutes to go left in this quarter. Double-digit turnovers, that is.
And the disadvantage is also double digits. It's at 14. Looks like there was a whistle on the missed shot. So 2 free throws coming up for Tindley's Demetrius Ball. Both teams going to their benches early. Ball, first free throw rims out. BD Insurance, a company which understands your industry and what's on the line for you. You can call Lance at BD Insurance, 812-522-5640. Also, Risk Work. We make people feel safe. We protect your business. You live safe. We've got it covered. Call Risk Work, 317-379-6755. 0 for 2 on that trip for Ball. And a whistle as the ball goes out of bounds. It'll head to Washington.
When you're giving up that many possessions, you got to make sure you make your free throws, Jarrett. Those are huge in a game like this, especially when you have that many lost possessions.
First attempts for Tindley. On the other side, Brewer can't finish. Washington will hold on to it, though. Brewer averaging just over 10 points from that last season. 6'4" senior. And he'll get the inbounds pass now up top to Loving. Loving on the drive and a whistle. They say he walked with it. Timeout on the floor. Tindley calls another one. 30. It's a 30-second timeout as Washington leads things 16-2, a little over halfway through this first quarter. Boilermakers Local 374, they represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication across Indiana. Whether it's a new build, upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Local 374 to get the job done right the first time. Boilermakers Local 374. So little two different conversations probably going on in the huddle with Washington. They like what they're doing. Omar Dillard, they're forcing turnovers. They're making shots in a variety of ways. They still have a number of turnovers, but they're forcing a lot more. Tindley unable to really find any sort of momentum. Just giving it over to Washington too easily.
Yeah, they haven't put possessions together. I mean, it's hard to have good quality possessions when you turn the ball over 10 times like we talked about. You hate to beat a dead horse, but it just is what it is, and they've got to find a way to put those possessions together and then back it up with some stops to get back in this game.
Out of the timeout, they will send in Zayden Long for his first action. On the drive, seeing a double, and Roosevelt Franklin just ripped it away. Going the other end, finishing with the left. Zaire for Roosevelt Franklin with 5 early points.
You can see that the Washington kids are taught when you turn your back to the defender to go trap, and that's what they're doing. I mean, they're relentless on that trap.
And Deshaun Scott able to finish on the other side for an answer and a quick turnover. Little fast break. Trying to finish. Massive block from Loving. Tindley still has it. Nearly a banked-in 3 out of bounds. they'll keep it with the Tigers.
You can see, though, when they're getting stops in defense, how much easier it was for them to come down and try to get a better shot, get a better look. When they're having to go against that set Washington defense, they're having major trouble. Last 2 possessions have been better. Offensive, they haven't cashed in but one, but it's been better.
The largest lead was just at 16. It could get back to it. Throwing it away on the inbounds pass. And the finish for McLaurin.
That's the stuff as a coach. Look at it. I mean, that just drives you nuts if you're Coach Dillard, right? You get a great score and they get an easy layup on the other end because your kids don't get back in transition.
Tindley gets beyond everybody. That was Matthew King who laid it in. Loving on the drive. Tried to flick it down to Brewer. Into the corner for Franklin. That's another one. His second 3 of the game. 7 first quarter points for Roosevelt Franklin. McLaurin falls down. The 3 is a miss, but an offensive rebound coming in from behind. They say too much contact from Ball. Saden Long tried the 3. Coach Dillard getting an explanation.
Yeah, he was still talking about the last possession. He thought this kid got pushed to the floor.
And stepping over the line.
You don't see that call in varsity basketball very often. That's more of a middle school basketball violation kind of thing you see.
Maybe a little indecisive trying to get it in, so it's given to the Tigers. Ball will look to get it in. Thought about a 3, opting to drive, but a turnover. Turnley threw it away. And now Loving. He threw it away. Sloppy basketball back and forth.
Yeah, that was an easy one. One got his body into the defender and just shoved him off. That's easy for the official.
Looking at McLaurin. Washington already 5 fouls. Tindley with 3.
Should be 1-on-1 here, Garrett. Oh, because it was an offensive foul. That's why we're not shooting. Player control.
Final 49.3. Waiting on Long to get his jersey tucked in, which he does. He throws it in. Nearly a turnover. 3 from the left wing. That's good. Jason Marshall Jr. First triple so far tonight for Tindley.
It's a good sign for Tindley to end this quarter. Let's see if they can get a stop and get another bucket.
Trying to answer right back, which he does. Loving. That's his second.
Yep, and he's going to get a technical foul for turning around and yelling at the bench.
That's right. He turned around and looked at the Tindley bench.
Yeah, that's pretty easy for the official again. Like I said, those kind of calls are pretty simple.
So that's 2 free throws and the ball upcoming for Tindley. Loving has 2 threes. Franklin has 2 threes. Shelby has added 1, and it's 26 first quarter points for Washington. A blistering start. Yates will shoot the technical free throws. The first one using the back iron. This first half action also brought to you by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have been trusted partners for inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation. Call Piper Logistics at 317-396-1023. Second one also in for Yates. And, of course, the basketball. With all things considered, a good possession here. Take off most, if not all, of this first quarter clock, except you're not paying attention. And Franklin tried to dunk it again, but he got fouled.
Yeah, at this point, he may just want to use the backboard, Jared. That's not been real successful up to this point. He's going to get free throws. He got a little push in the back on the way up.
Looked like Long was looking for some direction from Coach Yates, and he forgot there was a basketball game going on.
That's exactly what he was. Looked like he was looking back at his coach to get a play call or something, and he just wasn't paying attention, and Franklin snuck in there and got it.
Franklin has been impressive so far. He has scored in every which way already. 9 points right now, could make it 10. And a couple of those points coming off turnovers, too. 2 for 2 on that trip. 15 seconds for Tindley. Yates. Dangerous pass. Franklin again on the steal, but ripped right back. And a nice pass down low, up and in for Demetrius Ball. 2 seconds for Washington. I think they stepped on the line again.
I believe they did. Well, this would be huge if they could get another bucket here. Big-time confidence for as poorly as they played. I mean, even just to be down 12 points.
I was going to say, right before that last turnover, all things considered, you have a nice possession here, get some points before the end, but that's not going to be the case this time either. 28-13, Washington out to a nice start in the regular season opener. They lead Tindley by 15 heading to quarter number 2.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Welcome back to the west side of Indianapolis. The home team, Indianapolis, Washington, 28-13. They've jumped out on Indianapolis Tindley. Mr. Kuntz, it's been a mixture of a lot of things already through one quarter. We said we would learn a lot, and we learned a lot early. It's the active defense of Washington. They forced a lot of turnovers, but Tindley, I think more so, has just kind of been pretty lackadaisical with the basketball.
It's been a combination for sure. There's been Washington's pressure and Tindley's just lack of value in the possessions. I mean, you're dead. You're correct on that, Jared. That's exactly what we've seen. But give Tindley credit. They hung around. This could have gotten away from them.
And it still could. You want a solid second quarter as we have 8 new minutes out there. Zone defense now from Washington, and that is an errant pass from Ball, trying to send it over to Yates.
Exactly what you were just talking about as you intro the second quarter. Just a pass to the guy sitting over there wide open on the front row of the bleachers. I mean,
how many first quarter turnovers?
14 for Tindley, 9 for Washington. This is the same set they ran to start the game. They're trying to get the ball to Franklin and Brewer in 2-man game.
Brewer on the block, sees a double, has to get rid of it quickly. McLaughlin, nice little runner in the lane and uses the glass. Sticking with this zone. Start quarter number 2. A good read by Yates, just the passes are not there.
Just not connecting down. It was the right play. The double was coming. He saw the open guy cut into the basket. He just didn't throw a very good pass.
Washington led by as many as 16 in that first quarter. It's now at 17. Down to Brewer. bumping with Marshall and draws the foul.
Anytime you see that box set, that's what they're doing. They're running that two-man game. You can't double Brewer with Roosevelt on that wing because he leaves him wide open for a three, and Brewer's a hard guard one-on-one. That's really good coaching by Coach Dillard. He just sticks the other three guys away and lets those guys go to work.
Brewer has not scored yet. Has the opportunity here. Cannot do it. He is their second leading scorer from last year. A couple of substitutions. One for Tindley. They're bringing back in Maurice Sconiers, one of the starters. The rest of the Tigers out there: Matthew King, Broderick Turnley, Jordan Yates, and I believe Jason Marshall, maybe the fifth player not in view yet. Second free throw put up by Brewer and in. Zayden Long, the fifth Tindley player, in the corner, and it's off of him. Boy, those passes, especially if you're right in front of the opposing team's bench. I mean, you have the out-of-bounds line, of course. You have the bench players yelling at you right in your ear. There's a lob to Franklin. It's not going to fall this time. Still looking for that signature opening game dunk. But the passes have not been on the mark for Tindley. That's led to a lot of their turnovers. That runner won't fall, and getting his own rebound was Shelby. This will be a third chance for the Continentals. Can't connect there. Brewer, Euro step.
They're just getting absolutely out-hustled by George Washington right now.
Good extra pass by Franklin. He won't pick up the assist, though. That is the fifth offensive rebound of this drive. And it ends with too many steps by Brewer.
I mean, if you're Coach Yates, that's got to drive you nuts. I mean, number 10 goes down the lane, shoots a floater. Four guys in white jerseys stand in lane, and none of them move. The ball comes right back to him. I mean, got to have better effort than that.
And Shelby might be one of the shorter players on the court. He's up at the top of this 2-3 with Franklin. Into the high post. Brewer waiting for that pass. Over to Franklin. The lob. Brewer can't finish. Oh, they've been so close. That may have been the closest attempt they've had. And a foul on the other end of it, too, called against Shelby. Not as much scoring so far through 2 minutes and change of this second quarter. 3 points altogether, all for Washington.
Yeah, it's definitely been a choppy start to this second quarter.
Turnley will bring it up. McLaughlin has checked back in. Up there with Franklin. They do get it down into the paint, and the finish for Matthew King.
That was a really nice set there by Tindley. They looked under control, got the ball in the middle, and got a bucket.
Quickly on the other side. Franklin's three, no good. And we will stay at this end. This second quarter brought to you by Dynamark Graphics Group. Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Call Dynamark at 317-328-2555, serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Franklin and McLaughlin just slipped.
Yeah, that's a turnover that wasn't anybody's fault there. Like you called it right. McLaughlin was open. Franklin got the ball in the paint, kicked it wide open to a wide open shooter. He just lost his footing.
Tindley brings it across at the 5-minute mark. Yates trying to maneuver through traffic, lost the handle. Sliding on the floor and picking it up was Loving. Franklin, he'll try the runner. It's no good. Long rebound to him. Franklin really creative with the basketball. Brewer working his way around the defender, but missed everything on the shot. He got it back on the poke. Franklin will try it again, and this time, finally, throws it down with the right.
Another timeout for Coach Yates.
They'll fix the net. In the meantime, full timeout called by Tindley. Washington, they lead by 18.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Your kid's Friday night touchdown. Just Wit HD on Roku. IndianaSRN is bringing Central Indiana high school sports right to your living room in crystal clear quality. With over 350 live contests streaming each year, from football under the lights to basketball buzzer beaters, we're putting local athletes in the spotlight. Search IndianaSRN on your Roku device today and never miss a moment of hometown glory.
The trends are continuing, and it's another timeout called by Tindley in this first half, following the turnover, leading to, finally, this dunk that Franklin's been looking to get. That has grown the lead to 18. That's the largest of the game. Franklin has 12 points, too.
Just 2 points, right? If I'm correct, Jeff, for Tindley in the second quarter.
Yep.
Halfway through to have 2 points. That's not going to get it done tonight. They're going to have to pick up their offensive game, and that's going to be with limiting the turnovers if they can find a way.
Looking for something positive out of the timeout. Marshall, good defense by Loving. King getting picked up at the volleyball line. Franklin was looking for another steal. Yates trying to get rid of it. 3-second call. And that, yes, is another turnover.
Yeah, turnover number 7, the second quarter again. It's what they do, man. Yates takes the ball down there. He gets stopped. He turns his back, and here comes that defender to trap him. They're just not recognizing it very well.
King McLaurin at the elbow. Dangerous pass. It is intercepted by Marshall. Doesn't have the numbers, and somebody for Washington picked his pocket. But the Tigers get it back. Deflected shot. Good defense from Purdue. And Yates knocked out of bounds from behind by Loving. Now, a lot of these turnovers, Washington, they're keeping their hands active. They're looking for those opportunities to sneak in and steal that basketball. But again, the ball control, the sense of awareness also from Tindley is adding on to the turnovers.
They're definitely coached to be aggressive. There's no doubt about that, but Tindley's giving them a lot of help, too.
And passes going off the hands, going off the chest. There's another one. Looks like Kyvan Smith will check in at the next dead ball. Loving had a lot of space for that shot. Nearly got his own rebound. Long two-point jumper is good. Broderick Turnley.
Again, they do better when they can score against that broken defense, but they got to get stops in order to do it.
Franklin picked up by Marshall. A whistle away from the ball. There's a 3-second call called against the Continentals. Not sure if the coaches had a mark in mind of how many turnovers they want to, be below what the over-under was on that, but I think both teams might have eclipsed it already.
Yeah, there's a good chance that that's the case. Normally it's 10 or less, but when you play a game like this style, you recognize as a coach you're going to have a few more, but you'd like to think you'd be 15 or under. I mean, this is obviously excessive.
And that last turnover by Tindley led to a foul caused by McLaurin, so he has free throws coming up. They got Marshall on it. First free throw rattles around, and it's down for McLaurin. This first half of action also brought to you by the Laborers International Union of North America. The Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages and benefits, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. We are LIUNA. McLaughlin's second free throw. McLaurin, I should say.
And part of the issue is, too, because you know you're going to get trapped, you speed up, right? You try to catch it too quick, ball goes off your hands, you're trying to dribble it too quick, you travel. It's just the speed, it speeds up young players.
Add another one. Brewer, his shot won't fall. McLaurin, good drive, good kick. Couldn't complete the play, was the three by Franklin. But McLaurin, real sneaky, dishes it down to Chris Purdue, his first field goal. Trying to do it all himself, cannot finish.
And all of a sudden, we got a 20-point lead for Washington.
That was Brewer and Long going after the basketball. And last touched by Zayden. Under 2 to go in this second quarter. McLaurin got his own rebound. No one boxing out. Outside to Franklin. Franklin's hit 2, but he's missed his last 2 or 3. Tough drive and a foul. Looks like Matthew King will be heading to the line for 2.
They called that on Purdue. That's his second.
King has 4 points. The junior sinks the first. Not as many fouls called in this second quarter as we saw in the first. That one well short. And the long rebound to McLaurin. Over to Franklin. He'll try another one. Can't hit from that spot. King. Yates just about had his pocket picked by McLaurin. Gosh, they're real good at that, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Quick hands, active. McLaurin's active. He's going to go for everything. That's kind of his job, is at the top of that defense, is to make things happen, and he's good at it.
With him up there and Loving, Franklin also, those three have been causing a lot of havoc in the top of, whether it's been a zone, it's mostly been man defense, which is what they're in now. Tigers do hold on to it. Final 60 seconds. Yates going at the smaller McLaurin. 3-second call again on Tindley.
Three 3-second calls in a quarter. You don't see that very often.
It's pretty rare you see one in a whole game.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Washington wants to, I would say try and hold for the last second. I don't think so either.
That's not happening.
That is not in these guys' DNA. They want to go fast. Franklin looking to score again. Drove baseline and dribbled it out of bounds. It was 28-13 at the end of the first.
Unfortunately, I don't think Tindley could hold it for last shot if they wanted to, as much as they've struggled with this pressure. They're going to have to find something at halftime, come up with some sort of adjustment to deal with this pressure of Washington.
King down into Marshall. And a reach-in foul going against the Fouls on Antoine Blanchard. His first action in these final seconds. Nice slip. Good design play with Sconiers finishing it. Set the screen and then made himself available. No one for George Washington picking him up. At 11, that three from Loving won't fall. The Tigers did have a chance there, but they give it right back. 3 seconds. Down to Franklin. Has to put it up. He does, and he scores. What a way to end the first half with Roosevelt Franklin. 4 points in that quarter, 14 for the game. And the lead for Washington, 39-20. Heading into the locker room. A lot of adjustments need to be made by Tindley. Too many turnovers. And the whole is 19 points. We'll step aside. We'll come back, have some numbers, and then get ready for the second half from the west side of Indianapolis. You're watching Indiana High School basketball on IndianaSRN.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through, from coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
It's the start of the high school boys basketball season for both these clubs. Washington with a good 16 minutes, leading things 39-20. With Coach Kevin Kuntz, I'm Jarrett Lewis. Thanks for joining us on IndianaSRN. I think we can look at just the box score and we can circle one thing in particular, and you can know how the story has gone, and that's turnovers. And for Tindley, I believe they have more than points scored. Is that correct?
Yeah, they have 28. That's unofficial, of course. But, yeah, they have 28 turnovers in the first half versus 20 points. And then on top of it, I mean, George Washington's getting 3 and 4 offensive rebounds when they do miss. And so you just can't overcome that many extra possessions and expect to have a ton of success. So they've got a lot to clean up, Jarrett, that's for sure.
That is certain. And it's Coach Donald Yates in his first year with Tindley trying to get, for one, you want to play a good game. It's nice to win the first game, of course, but just have a good showing, and also you can pick up a win in the Capital City Conference. Both these teams playing in that conference, and they will have 5 total conference games apiece this season. The scoring, first for Tindley, they're led in scoring by Matthew King, who just has 5. A lot of guys with 2 or 3 points. Jason Marshall had a first quarter 3, and then it's 2 points each from Demetrius Ball, Deshaun Scott, Broderick Turnley, Maurice Sconiers, and Zayden Long. So that's the 20 points scored by Tindley. They scored 13 in the first quarter. Different story on the side of Washington. Their leading scorer, a guy we told you coming into this one, we were going to talk about him a lot, and he's done it on both ends, and he's scored in multiple different ways. That's Roosevelt Franklin. He has 14 points, including 2 threes, and also 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 10 points from King McLaurin, 6 points from Perry Loving, 3 points each from Kaveh Shelby and Chris Perdue, 2 points for Kyvan Smith, and a free throw added by Cameron Brewer. So a lot of different guys getting involved, but it's really been that defense, those 2 guys that play the guard positions typically for Indianapolis, Washington. Their on-ball defense is spectacular. They're forcing turnovers, which has led to a lot of fast break points. And most of the time in their half-court sets, they've looked more solid than Tindley, but really it's just been the defense that they turn into offense real quickly.
And as you go through those stats, one thing that jumps out to me is like for them to have almost a 20-point lead, and Brewers had a really off half. I mean, he was really not effective at all in that game for Washington. He's a big part of what they do. So Coach Dillard's got to feel pretty good about that. Again, like I talked about in the first half, the pressure, Tindley is not handling it well, but they're also playing way faster, and it's causing them to play way out of control. And they're just making mistakes that they simply wouldn't make if they would just slow down and not speed up so much. But it's hard not to do that when you know that guy's coming, you know that trap's coming, and they got young players, and this is a good experience for them. Hopefully they can talk about it, and Coach Yates can give them some thoughts and some ideas, and they can come out and have a better second half.
One guy I forgot to mention, too, with his 2 made free throws in that first quarter was Jordan Yates. And he's one of their bigger-bodied guys. He's had the basketball in his hands a lot. But we talked about the on-ball defense of Washington has been solid, but also just really affecting shots, making shots. The ones that Tindley has been able to get off, they haven't been good, clean looks. Washington just really good getting in your grill, getting into the passing lanes, and making shots as difficult as possible.
Yeah, you're dead on. And he's just a sophomore, so he's not played a ton of varsity basketball. Who knows? This could be his very first varsity action. And, that's tough. He's over-dribbling. Right now he's dribbling himself into bad spots, but that's going to happen with young players. I think he feels a lot of pressure. Kind of, you mentioned it. He's their biggest guy. I think he's probably got some pressure on him to do some scoring, or at least he kind of acted that way the way he played. So he's just made some mistakes that he can fix, but they are mistakes that young players are going to make.
Washington with the lead through the first half. It's 39-20. When we come back, we will have the start of the second half. The Continentals trying to start the season at 1-0.
Fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
They used to be like...
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
And the Washington Band, and on this opening game of the season for both these clubs, it's a good first start. after one half. Washington leads 39-20. With Kevin Koontz, I'm Jarrett Lewis, taking you the rest of this way on IndianaSRN. Roosevelt Franklin and King McLaurin, the two in double figures in this game, both for Indianapolis, Washington. Franklin has his 14 points, including 2 threes. King McLaurin at 10, knocking down a couple of free throws. Both teams have made it out onto the court, and we'll get ready for this second half. And I mean, we already talked about it. It's just a matter of limiting the turnovers, and I think if you can get on a run, I mean, we know this game, it's a game of runs, just a little bit of a spark of something. We've only seen 1 3 knocked down for Tindley. That was back early in the first quarter. I don't know, you don't necessarily have to just live and die by the 3. You just have to get good, clean possessions that gets you some points. But someone, I think, has to step up and start making some plays.
Well, one thing that I think that we talked about early in the game, and then it slipped my mind, and I kind of wanted to come back to it. And speaking with Coach Yates, he mentioned 2 senior guards that haven't even seen the floor. So that's obviously, if those guys, if there's a situation there at some point, that really hurts their ball handling, Jared. If they're missing 2 senior guards, he was probably counting on those guys to do the bulk of the dribbling and entries into their offense. And so far, Yarrell and Scott haven't even seen the court. So that's when you got younger players like Yates having to pick up that slack. That could be one big reason why we're seeing them struggle so much.
A lot of those turnovers, like we mentioned, it's been a mixture of bad ball handling, bad passing, and just bad decision-making overall that has hurt Tindley to give them their 28 first-half points, so well over their point total at the moment. This second half is brought to you by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect for game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and on the court. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship, and remember, no officials means no game. Tindley is out there. This second half about to get underway.
Yeah, Coach Yates took all 10 minutes of that halftime.
I was going to say, I thought they had already been out there, but he did. He had them in the locker room and used up as much time as he could to talk things over before they start action again. It'll be Washington basketball to begin. They're wearing the purple uniforms. Normally you see the home team in the white unis, but that's not the case tonight. Tindley wearing the white.
Got some sort of delay here, Jared. I'm not sure I don't know if we got a scoreboard issue or what. No, Coach Yates and the official are having a conversation.
They're talking about where they're getting dinner after the game, maybe. All right, we're ready to go.
Got to put some stops together and some positive offensive possessions if you're Tindley. If you're Washington, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't let up.
Yeah, no need to take the foot off the gas. Good pass down low, and Brewer, he slipped down to the block.
Notice that Coach Diller ran a set right off the jump to get Brewer involved in the game. That's a really smart coaching move coming out of halftime. He needs Brewer to be involved.
Brewer at 6'4" right now, matched up with Sconiers at 6'6". There's a lot of guys with some length, and we have seen it. Forcing some turnovers. That one was just dribbled off of King. Up to Franklin, and he does.
I mean,
lay it in.
He just accelerated past 2 Tindley guys. I mean, that should have easily been a turnover, but give Franklin credit. He shot the gap and got 2 points out of it.
Blocking foul, McLaurin the guilty party.
McLaurin's a physical guard on defense, that's for sure.
He has picked the pocket. He has jumped the passing lanes. Tindley needs somebody to throw it in.
I don't think anybody wants to.
They managed 7 points in that second quarter. Not off to a good start so far here. Jump ball right at the midcourt line. Stays with the Tigers.
Yeah, alternating possession will eliminate that turnover, but that is, that could have been very easily a turnover.
Franklin picking up Yates across midcourt. Marshall, he had the only 3. He drives in. Wild shot doesn't go. A fight for the rebound picked up by the smaller McLaurin. Up the court. bringing the ball all the way over the defender and scoring. Boy, Franklin is so good with the basketball.
He sure can score in a variety of ways, that's for sure. He's a good three-point shooter. He's good in transition, decent mid-range. He can score anywhere on the court.
18 points for Roosevelt Franklin. He's looking for more. I think he's looking for another fast break dunk. Any opportunity he can get. Long three. O board for Sconiers, and he got fouled. Maurice Sconiers, 6'6" junior, just 2 points in that first half. Free throw shooting as a team, 3 of 6. Now make it 3 of 7. This third quarter is brought to you by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent. Call him today at 317-894-7000 for coverage tomorrow. Family Source Insurance. Second free throw is good. Franklin, can he pick up 3 more? Marshall, a good box out. On the drive, wraparound pass. Sconiers wasn't ready for it, and Yates had it run off his hands. Zone defense now for Tindley. Brewer looking for some space. Nice block by Yates.
Real nice block by Yates. Stayed straight up. Made a nice defensive play there. Another turnover for Tindley.
That pass was too strong, and then up to Franklin. This time it's the two-handed jam. Already 6 points in the quarter for Roosevelt Franklin. Give him 20 for the game. Marshall, nice move in the lane. First field goal of the quarter for Tindley. But not before the lead had jumped up to 26. No-look pass. McLaurin will drive. And couldn't save it. It's over and back before Shelby could get to it. This third quarter is sponsored by Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else? If you're looking for fresh, amazing food and servers who truly care about your experience, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. McLaurin going out there to meet Long. Marshall will try to drive again.
Another nice drive by Marshall. Just couldn't finish that one off.
Could not get the friendly roll up the floor and not on the same page as Franklin wasn't ready for the pass from Shelby. Tindley has the numbers. This is a long 2. And that gets a nice bounce for Broderick Turnley.
Second one of those he's had tonight, Jared. He's been pretty good on that right wing. Or left wing, rather.
Tigers will try a 2-3 zone on this end of the floor.
Just can't let it in the middle to Franklin.
McLaurin keeping that ball away from the defender. It was a wild shot the first time, then he got it back for a second chance.
We talked about that in the first half. I mean, the kid goes right down the middle, gets his own rebound. Just Tindley's got to do a better job blocking out.
Here's a look back at the dunk from Franklin.
He got up a little higher on that one, Jarrett.
I think if there's a high school dunk contest, he might be a candidate. I think he's got some more things in his bag, as the kids like to say. Now McLaurin missed the first free throw. Second one will go down. McLaurin's got 11.
He's had a really nice game, total team game. He's played hard on both sides of the court, both ends of the court.
Marshall will step into that one and drain it.
He's found something here in the second half. He's had 2 nice drives, converted on one, stuck a 3, getting some good offense.
He's got 8 points. Just the freshman is Jason Marshall, and the only one to knock down a 3 for Tindley as George Washington turns the ball over. That'll bring up a timeout called by Coach Dillard of Washington. We'll keep things here with the Continentals leading by 20. This third quarter also brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to those in need. You can also volunteer with Wheeler Mission. Call them at 317-686-6239. So the halftime deficit was 19. Now it's 20, so you're still in the same situation here. Marshall, like you said, has found a little bit of a spark, but nothing much else for Tindley. Still a couple of turnovers here, and they can't contain Roosevelt Franklin.
Yeah, I think that Dillard just called that. Coach Dillard called that timeout just to kind of settle his team down there. He didn't like those last 3 or 4 possessions and making sure they're not playing the score, they're playing the game, Just staying with the principles they've been taught. They got a little loose with some shots there and made a couple bad decisions.
Franklin has 6 of the 9 points in this quarter for George Washington. But a quick turnover out of the timeout. Now there's a loose ball. It's still loose and picked up by Washington. Up to McLaurin, has all day to shoot, but he missed everything.
He might have been too open on that one.
Behind the back end, nice feed down to Sconiers. With the assist from Long.
Again, when they've gotten stops and they can play against their busted defense, they're pretty good.
Franklin not wanting to waste any time, but wild on that attempt. Here comes Yates. Will bully his way through the lane. There's a tough finish.
Again, they can get a stop, they get a rebound. Washington can't set their defense, and they can have some success.
That's the first field goal tonight for the sophomore, Jordan Yates. We thought he might be one that has to pick up the play as there's a block, and then Franklin fell down. I don't think he meant to fall down and then picked up the foul.
Loving and Perring are having a little disagreement about that last possession. Or Franklin and Loving, excuse me.
This has already been the best scoring quarter for Tindley. Yates continuing some tough play as of late. He'll go to the line.
They seem to have settled in here a little bit in this third quarter. They're not moving as quick, not making as many wild passes, and they only have 3 turnovers so far in this quarter with only 2 minutes left, so that's a major improvement from the first half.
Yates has his 2 points. He went 2 of 2 from the line back in quarter number 1. First free throw is just too strong. This third quarter brought to you by LifeWise Academy. LifeWise programs support educators and communities by improving student outcomes. With LifeWise Academy, your community can bring biblical values back into the classroom. Call them at 614-367-5767. Yates, an empty trip, but Marshall tried to keep it alive. Tangling up with Brewer, and they still are fighting for it. And I don't know how that goes down for Demetrius Ball. But 2 missed free throws end up being a Ball 2-point shot. So not an empty possession after all. And Loving thought Coach Dillard was on the court.
Yeah, he was open. Got sped up. That's kind of what we saw from Tindley in the first half, was that kind of possession we just saw out of Washington right there. That kind of sped up, just out of control possession.
So how about this? It was 20 points. Now it's 14. Tindley can cut into it a little bit more here. Marshall.
I think it may have even got as high as 24 this quarter.
Yates working near side with Long. Now they'll go to the other end. This 3-point attempt off the mark from Turnley with a whistle as McLaurin was heading down. and he got bumped. Foul's on Demetrius Ball. You're right, that advantage was up to 24, and now all the way down to 14. So this quarter being won by Tindley.
All of a sudden, they're being the aggressor.
The pressure is picking up, and there's a turnover, but they do get the whistle as McLaurin got tripped up. They're going to say it was Turnley who committed the foul. .104 for Washington, and a lane for McLaughlin. McLaurin He missed it the first time, and then banked it in, and then just a pass that went across half court into the hands of Franklin.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he was attempting to do there, but that was kind of a weird pass that Franklin intercepted.
G-Dub ends the run by Tindley. Trying to start another one, but can't do it, is Long. Picked off by Franklin. Franklin tough to the rack.
Yeah, get that wide body, man. It's just hard to keep him from not getting the ball up on the backboard. Fouling him's all you're going to be able to do there.
Franklin can add on to his point total. He has 20 right now. And stays perfect at the charity stripe with his third free throw.
What in the world?
Now, McLaurin tried to move in as Franklin already had the ball, so he won't get off that second free throw. Full court pressure applied here. I think Tindley was out of bounds. Nope, they say Washington was out of bounds. And this final 23.6, Washington trying to keep that pedal to the metal. Brewer has to come all the way out. Yates can't make a move on Franklin. And a travel called on Turnley.
Yeah, it's got sped up again. It's got moving too quick. Knew that trap was coming, tried to get rid of it too quick. Turned the ball over.
Continentals. Franklin will try a three. Tindley got lucky there. Three-quarter court heave and hits the top of the backboard and off. Washington retaining a lengthy lead. It's 51-34 as we head to the fourth and final quarter on IndianaSRN.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash-fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh main lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Welcome back to Washington High School. The Continentals a look into the huddle before we enter this fourth quarter. They have the lead, 51-34 over Tindley. With Kevin Kuntz, I'm Jarrett Lewis. IndianaSRN starting off the boys basketball season tonight. This is one of three games that we have for you on the network. We had a couple of friends close by calling a girls-boys doubleheader with Speedway and Covenant Christian. And also the other game, Cordon Central at Seymour. And we'll have some more basketball, both at the college and high school levels as we enter December. Boy, that's hard to believe. We've got Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday, and before you know it, we will be into the final month of 2025. Girls basketball season well underway. Boys getting going here today. Fourth quarter begins. Continentals have the basketball and a 17-point lead. Tindley had a nice run there where they cut the deficit down to 14. Had a chance to do a little bit more damage, but Washington was able to respond.
Yeah, they had a wide open three there to cut it to 11 and didn't make it. And then Washington was, like you said, was able to respond and kind of push it back out to this 17-point lead.
Another ball that goes through the hands. Can't finish with the left. Franklin is there, though, to clean it up. He's got 23 points after putting in 7 in that third quarter.
Oh, you just can't throw the ball right there if you're Tindley. That's an over and back. Yeah. It's a tough spot for that kid. What's he supposed to do? He's got 4 defenders. He's got the sideline, the 10-second line, and then 2 Washington kids. That's an impossible spot.
Another Tindley turnover, too. They are hovering around that range of the same amount of turnovers as points. They have 33 at the moment. 3 in the corner. Won't go. Yates fights for the rebound. Pushes it up floor. And up and in with the left. Nice transition offense, Zayden Long. McLaurin. He'll look to drive. Boy, he is shifty, isn't he?
That was an excellent move. He kind of slid, kind of glided to his right, and then got it up on the rim.
15 points for King McLaurin, a junior. Real nice player tonight. Good start to the season for him as Brewer. Didn't think he committed the foul, but they're going to call it on him. That'll send Demetrius Ball to the line, who has 4 points tonight. He missed 2 free throws in that first quarter. Ball's first free throw is no good this fourth quarter on IndianaSRN, brought to you by Morales Group Staffing. They're in the business to create a better future for you, your family, and the community that we all share. Whether you're looking for the right career or the perfect candidate, we're here to help. Call Morales Group, 317-472-7600. 0 for 2 is Ball. Franklin doesn't have the numbers as him and Brewer head the other way. They still get a shot off, and a hard fought-for rebound by Turnley.
That's a kick, I believe he called.
Yep. They're using their hands, they're using their legs, their feet, everything.
Whatever it takes, right?
Nice drive and a foul that I believe will send Turnley to the line.
Tindley's done a much better job with the turnovers in the second half for sure. They only have 6 at this point compared to 20, the 28 they had in the first half. Now, when you look at the total, it still looks really bad, but when you consider it's just been 6 in the second half, that's much better. I mean, that's improved for sure.
It's a major improvement. Broderick Turnley, a freshman for Coach Yates, getting the start tonight as well and seeing both of his free throws. Although Tindley not bringing any full court pressure yet, do you expect that to come sooner rather than later as we get a timeout called here? It's a 17-point lead for Washington.
Be interesting to see how Coach Yates approaches it, but kind of depends on his personnel and if something they practiced.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Back at Washington High School with the Continentals leading things 55-38. We're in the fourth quarter. 6 minutes and change left to play. It's been a lead for Washington the whole way. Franklin has been one of the stars. 23 points for him, 15 added by this guy, King McLaurin. Trying to get around this defender, and he got knocked down to the ground by Turnley. Actually, they're going to call it on ball.
You asked about pressure. They did come out in a 1-2-2 half court that time, so they were trying to trap a little bit. So that just kind of speaks to what you were talking about going into that last break, that at some point, if they want to get back in this game, they're going to have to bring some sort of pressure, whether it's half court or full court or a mixture.
Getting everybody in order before Washington gets this out-of-bounds set. And a hard bounce pass into Franklin. He can't use the glass, but it had a real quick look at it, and then a foul in the backcourt called on the Continentals. We'll have our Giacomo's Pizza Player of the Game also coming up when this is all said and done. Coach Kuntz will have that player of the game. We might have a good idea on who it could be. Continentals have led by as many as 24. Tindley played their best quarter in the third. Marshall, he applied a little bit of that spark in the third quarter. The freshman now has 10 points.
Yeah, he's a good-looking freshman. Coach Yates has got to be thrilled with this first game for him.
Nice kick outside, but the three won't go. Offensive rebound deflected. And then Yates with the rebound. Marshall, dangerous pass. No way that was going to make it past Brewer. McLaurin going through some traffic and losing the handle. And there's been a couple of fouls and a couple of turnovers that Washington has committed where you're thinking, you have this advantage. You don't need to play at a faster pace than really what you need to.
Right, or try to dribble the ball through four guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense when you're up 15 to 20 points. You know, just move the ball, find the open guy. If the possession happens to take 20 seconds, it's not that big a deal, right? It's not the end of the world. You're ahead. Time's your friend. But they don't play that way. You mentioned, I mean, they're coached to play a certain style, and that's fine. Just that was kind of a silly one by McLaurin.
Yates has a good look, and he connects. Jordan Yates.
We're one more stop and score from a single-digit game.
That's a deep three. Brewer, offensive rebound. That doesn't go. And into the hands of Marshall. A chance to cut it to 10 or under. Like a nutmeg pass over to Turnley, who finishes, and the foul. Chance at a three-point play and to cut it below 10.
Who would have thought that at the start of the quarter, the way it'd been going, especially in that first half. Brewer just can't get anything to go tonight. He's had a rough night around the basket.
It's 3 points for Cameron Brewer.
He's had a lot of really good looks, too, that he normally finishes.
Broderick Turnley, him and a cast of Tindley players have found a groove in the second half.
And not only can they cut it to 9 here, but now every common foul's free throws the rest of the way. So Tindley definitely giving themselves an opportunity.
Turnley has not. Check that. He has shot free throws just recently. He knocked down 2 not too long ago. This is just the 1, and it's off the front iron. No good.
We'll see Washington's response here.
About halfway through this final quarter. Franklin and McLaurin. You got to think the basketball will be in their hands most of the way out. And a foul called on Turnley. I guess technically they have a couple to give, but there's plenty of time left to go.
I think we had more fouls called in this fourth quarter than the first 3 combined. Seems like the whistle's blowing every other possession. It's hard to get for either team to get in a flow. I'm not saying they're not fouls. It just makes it really hard to get in a flow.
Brewer establishing position against Marshall, but there is a lid on the rim for Brewer. And after Tindley got possession, I believe they got in the timeout, a 30-second timeout with Coach Yates. So all of a sudden it's at 10. There's still 3:47, plenty of time left to go. And the other thing about it, too, is really there hasn't been that one guy step up and make plays. It's just been a slew of guys with Yates, and Marshall has had 3 made field goals. Also Broderick Turnley as of late. So kind of 4 different guys at times making a difference.
Yeah, and again, we just talked about it, right before that last out-of-bounds play. I mean, you can't get a better look for Brewer than that. I mean, he's wide open, ball's on that right block. You can use his right hand, and he just can't get it up over the rim. He's just been kind of short and flat all night. I don't know. Don't know if he's coming off an injury or something, but he just doesn't look like his normal. He doesn't have the normal bounce and attitude that I've seen him play with. Oh.
Place the ball down. Out of the timeout, Tindley will.
At least Marshall recognized that and sprinted down there and saved him another turnover.
Nice pass beyond the defense, and Turnley got fouled, but a really good look from Zayden Long. Those passes haven't been going through the first 3 quarters of the game for Tindley, but that one that time did.
It's amazing how momentum works in sports, and Tindley has all of it right now.
Turnley makes the first one. His 3rd different trip this quarter, shooting free throws. It's down to 8. 6 points in the quarter for Broderick Turnley, and all of a sudden he's into double digits with 10. The lead is 8. Tindley extending this 2-3 zone. Up front, it's McLaurin and Shelby. Franklin, of course, still out there. Over to Shelby. Down to Brewer, and he got hit, and he finished.
Finally got one to go.
Really good passing from the Washington offense, and they find Brewer in one fluid motion, catches the basketball and moves into going up towards the rim and finishing through contact.
Yeah, that was a really patient possession, and that looked more like the Brewer I'm used to watching. Yeah, they worked the ball side to side, really patient, and got a good look for Brewer.
Loving checks in. And Brewer cannot complete the 3-point play. The lead is 10. Long's 3 in the corner. That doesn't go, but Yates, a long rebound. Quick pass down low. The finish not there. Coming in, and they say last touch by Washington.
I thought there was a lot of contact on Brewer underneath there.
Passing to Marshall. Outside, Long will try the right wing, and he banked it home. Big time 3 by Zayden Long.
Sometimes you need a little luck, Jarrett. Especially if you're going to make a 24-point comeback, you know what I mean?
And a travel called on Franklin. Turnover, Washington. Sometimes it's not how you score, it's just the fact that you scored.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to mark it down in the box score all the same. Zayden Long gets it down to the corner. Now Tindley, he'll try one. Boy, if that goes down, it's a 4-point game. Instead, it's McLaurin on the other end with an easy lay-in.
What a great find from Franklin. He catches McLaurin up ahead off that rebound. That was a great pass.
Long having trouble. It's kicked around. Shelby, he finishes. 2 quick buckets in a matter of about 15 seconds. And then knocked out of bounds by McLaurin. He's got the bench fired up. A whistle and a timeout called by Tindley, it appears.
Waiting for the signal.
It got down to 7. It's back up to an 11-point game. 30-second timeout called by the Tigers as they're trailing again. Now, actually, it's a full. So we'll step aside at 2:03.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey sports fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
We're back into action. 2-minute mark of this fourth quarter. Marshall. That didn't take long. Jason Marshall Jr., he's got 12, but the advantage is still 9. Washington didn't want to touch it, and it is over and back. Actually, now they're going to talk about it.
He dribbled that off his foot's what I saw, but they're talking about it.
That's one of those plays that's so
I know, it's hard to tell.
Hard to tell sometimes.
One official had it over and back, and the other one had it tipped, but
they will give it to the Continentals. The pressure, the level of aggressiveness from Tindley. They do force a turnover here. Marshall, big jump stop, the foul, and count it.
Man, this kid's had an incredible half for Tindley for a freshman. He has delivered on both ends of the court.
Jason Marshall Jr. 6 points in this quarter. He could add one more, but he has now become the Energizer Bunny, if you will. As you see, I thought we were missing Loving for quite some time in the second half. He's got the face guard on now. So maybe something happened earlier that we had missed, but he's back out there. Loving.
Yeah, he's really important for their defense, their full court defense, and their half court pressure. He's a super important part of it.
Marshall gets a nice roll. 15 points for him. 6-point game. 90 seconds. McLaurin will drive. Out to Brewer. Wisely. Passing up an open look. McLaurin instead will drive it in. Left it short. Rebound by Yates. He'll push it up to Long. His three. He got fouled.
Was that a three?
It looked like it from
I couldn't tell
first
from the
glance,
corner. Yeah, it was kind of blocked out by the corner. I didn't know if he's getting 3 foul shots here. Yes, he is.
Zayden Long He did knock down a 3 earlier this quarter. 7 points for him. Too strong on the first. Two more upcoming for the junior, Zayden Long. Oh. This one bounces off.
Man, that's just tough. You get 3 free throws here. You can cut the thing to a 3-point game. Hopefully he can cash in one here.
That's the 10th missed free throw for Tindley.
And you add in 35-plus turnovers, and you're still in the game. That's pretty amazing.
The third one is no good.
We may look back at that as the turning point in this game, Jarrett.
That will be a factor. Continentals with the basketball. A 6-point lead and a minute to go. Shelby.
They still have fouls to give, too, so if Washington's content to hold, they're going to have to foul.
They'll start with this one. That's on Long.
Next one should be free throws.
A whistle and a foul. They're going to, looks like, call Marshall on a hold away from the basketball.
I don't know why he's upset about it. He got a foul and no time went off the clock. He should be thrilled.
It will put Loving at the line.
Well, it's the only way they're going to have a chance. They've got to extend the game and give themselves extra possessions. So to get a foul with no time is best case scenario.
A real interesting game for Payre Loving. No good on the first free throw. He knocked down 2 threes. It was that hot start in quarter number 1 where just about everything was going down. 5 threes were made in that quarter by Washington, and Loving had 2 of them, but he has not scored since.
Yeah, and Washington was only a 58% free throw shooting team last season with Franklin leading the way, so he's the guy they want to get the ball in his hands late here.
Second one is good. The lead is 7. Full court pressure here, and a turnover. McLaurin will lay it in with the right. That could just about do it. Here's a whistle, and
stepped over the line, I believe, again.
And it's unfolding at the wrong time for Tindley. A fourth quarter comeback effort. You're gonna have to foul here, and they do.
Yeah, they're gonna get an intentional. He grabbed his jersey. That's a frustration foul there for sure. I think that hopefully they'll change it to a common foul. I don't think the kid meant any malice.
It's been a really good second half, too, for Broderick Turnley. He had just 2 points at halftime. Right now, he's got 10 for the game.
Yeah, they're going to change it to a common foul. That's the right call. That kid didn't. He just kind of got caught up in the jersey there. He didn't mean to do anything.
The foul puts Shelby at the line. Two free throws. With the one missed. I want to remind you before it's too late, you can become an IndianaSRN sponsor today. Support high school and college athletics across Indiana while putting your business in front of thousands of loyal viewers each and every week. You can contact the coach, Keith Myers, at coach@IndianaSRN.org.
Get a quick bucket here and a timeout. Or foul, that'll work.
No need to foul if you're Washington.
Nope. Saves Coach Yates a timeout, too, if they can get 2 free throws here and then maybe get a quick turnover to bucket, and he can use his timeout to set out his defense and extend this thing. I don't know what's going on behind us over here.
Washington might.
Did he foul out?
Be getting a substitution. They are going to bring in Smith.
Couldn't tell.
Marshall returns to the free throw line. The first one rattles in. Marshall and Turnley both freshmen.
Yates, sophomore.
They have done their part, tried to get Tindley to fight back into this one. Tindley is the one who calls the timeout. They're going to stand up at 28.1 on the clock, down by 7. So, goal here. Go for the steal, of course. And if you don't get the steal, you have to foul immediately.
Yeah, exactly. They'll probably try to trap, maybe try to get a 5-second call, or maybe trap it one time. And if they can't get something quick, then they'll have to foul. But I really think when you go back and think about it, man, when you have 3 free throws to make it a one-possession game and you don't get any of them, that's just a tough break for Tindley.
The 2 freshmen for the Tigers, Turnley and Marshall. Marshall has 9 points this quarter, Turnley 6.
Yep.
Roosevelt Franklin had the 2 points early in the fourth, but this has been a fourth quarter where it's mostly just about taking care of the basketball, burning as much time as you can, and then forcing Tindley to foul you and put you on the line. King McLaurin, between him and Franklin, taking care of the basketball, really being the floor generals in a way of making sure they're the ones with the basketball in their grasp and burning off this fourth quarter clock. Full court pressure drawn up by Coach Yates for Tindley. Brewer comes in to field it. Hands off to Franklin. A lot of space in front, but can't finish the dunk. That's the 3rd missed dunk tonight for Franklin. That was his best opportunity all night. He might be shaking his head afterwards, but I think he'll appreciate Washington ultimately picking up the win.
He's giving away 6 points tonight and just lay the ball in the basket. Come on, man. Although he's dunked a couple too, in fairness, but late in a game like that, though, you want to secure those points. I'm sure Coach Diller will talk to you about that when they watch film. I mean, that's one in the flow of a game, fine, but late in the game when you're trying to put this thing away, I mean, you got to make sure you have the points right there.
Maybe it's the shoes. Maybe the shoes aren't giving him enough bonus points in his jumping ability.
He was definitely up high enough on that one. Just kind of lost the ball, it looked like.
He's
a good player.
Cracking a smile about it, too. Missed the first and the second. McLaurin, and he got fouled by Turnley. Washington has actually gone 6 of 7 or 1 of 7, excuse me. They've missed 6.
Been a lot of free throws missed on both sides this evening.
McLaurin's first is good. That gives him 20. Real good showing by the pair of guards, and King McLaurin and Roosevelt Franklin. That one is good for Franklin. He'll finish with 21 unless he gets fouled here and lays it in after the turnover.
This is the quarter that won't end, Jarrett.
Maybe Tindley really wants Washington to get 67 points.
Yeah.
That means something to somebody out there, or a lot of somebody's out there. If you know, you know.
Sound like my middle school kids.
Let's listen and see if we get any sort of reaction from the crowd after McLaurin sinks this first free throw. Oh. I think he just did it. Pressure's on now. I mean,
there's no doubt it was going to happen. Like you said, if you know, you know. If you don't, you're better off.
68 now for Washington. The final 3.6. Tindley will get it in, maybe get off one more shot unless Franklin steals it away to seal it. George Washington, the Continentals, will start off the 2025-26 season with a conference win over Indianapolis Tindley. The final score 68-57. We'll step aside right quick and come back and give you some final numbers and our Giacomo's Pizza player of the game.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the...
Welcome back to Washington High School. To wrap things up, the Continentals 68-57 winners over Indianapolis Tindley. Real quick, the final numbers. First for Indianapolis Tindley, they were led in scoring by Jason Marshall Jr., the freshman, 17 points for him. 9 of those came in the second half. Broderick Turnley added 10. 5 points each for Maurice Sconiers and Matthew King. 7 points for Zayden Long. And also 7 for Jordan Yates, 4 points for Demetrius Ball, and 2 added in by Deshaun Scott. On the other side, we'll talk about their 2 leading scorers because they were tremendous. The guards of King McLaurin and Roosevelt Franklin, 23 points each for them. They scored in a variety of ways. Roosevelt Franklin knocking in 2 threes. McLaurin really good from the free throw line. So those two pour in 23 points to lead Indianapolis Washington. So, Mr. Kuntz, our Giacomo's Pizza player of the game.
I'm going to go with George Washington, junior guard King McLaurin. He led the team in scoring. I thought he was amazing defensively. He got the team going. He did the bulk of the ball handling. I thought his floor game tonight was exceptional. So we're going to go with junior guard King McLaurin.
Wonderful. Great start for Coach Omar Dillard in his second year now running the ship for the Continentals of Indianapolis, Washington. They start the season 1-0. And also 1-0 in the Capital City Conference. So that'll wrap things up for us here tonight on IndianaSRN. For our producer, Greg Smith, our cameraman, Nick Lewis, and for Kevin Kuntz, I'm Jarrett Lewis saying so long. Indianapolis, Washington wins 68-57 over Indianapolis Tindley on IndianaSRN.